I wanted to recommend to you all a series of books I quite enjoy, the Grail Quest series by Bernard Cornwell, the same author of the recently televised Last Kingdom series. The Grail Quest series begins with an invented raid on Hookton, England, hometown and namesake of Thomas of Hookton, protagonist of the first 4 books, a famed English archer who we would call today a longbowman. Indeed, this series and the standalone novel Agincourt, featuring a Nicholas Hook as its protagonist, are all about the famed English warbow or longbow. The 6-foot yew bow with over 100 draw weight, capable of firing 15 dreaded bodkin arrows a minute, it created potentially armor-piercing arrow storms the French couldn't adapt to at battles like Crecy, Poitiers, Agincourt, until eventually, by 1430, when French King Charles VII centralized the acquisition of materials and production related to gunpowder artillery weapons. The series immerses the reader in some of the most famous battles of the 100 Years' War, while also well researched by Bernard Cornwell. An accompanying historical note included in each book explains choices made by the author, and excellent sources are provided for further research or to satisfy the curiosity of the reader. But beyond famous battles like Agincourt, the series introduces less well-known battles from the 100 Years' War, like the siege of the Ractren and the ill-fated plans of the vile Charles de Blois, there during the Breton Wars of Succession. The reader can feel the changes to warfare, the mass recruitment and mass manufacture of the longbow, low-born arrow commanders. We see how the longbow elevated the common infantrymen like Thomas of Hookton, presaging the modernization of warfare in Europe. I strongly recommend this series to anyone interested in the 100 Years' War and its famous battles, not only those in France, but also in north of England, like the Battle of Neville's Cross and the vicious siege of Harfleur, featuring tunnel warfare similar to World War I and urban warfare scenes incongruous with our perceptions of medieval warfare. The story is well paced with a diversity of characters that can be ephemeral. Not every character gets a firm conclusion, but this also makes sense for this series after the introduction of the Great Pestilence or the Black Death as we know it today. While the Holy Grail aspect is primarily introduced as a plot device to further the antagonist's motivations, it's not presented as any kind of fantasy magic. I thought the crossbowmen should have been included more, and some church authorities are villainized in the book, but other church figures are shown as saintly. Readers are also introduced to some of the more esoteric aspects of medieval Europe in this series, like the Beghards and the Cathars. Bernard Cornwell, the Grail Quest series, I highly recommend it.